is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What?
welcome back to a regular episode.
What?
What? Yeah, we had our Halloween spooktacular.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
It's been so long.
It's been a long time since we rock and roll.
It's one of our longest episodes, over 2 hours. Good stuff.
What?
The spooktacular.
I wasn't in it. So
Episode 69.
Oh, it wasn't it. I don't listen to the ones that I'm not in.
Yeah, this is episode 70 now. We're moving past it.
69.5?
Also, but here's the thing. Here's how things worked out for us, programming-wise.
69.5?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here.
I don't know why there's like a whip sound.
Right? What's going on? All of a sudden, all of a sudden, we're Barstool Sports.
Oh, it didn't work. I'm gonna break this damn thing.
You motherfucker.
Crack cocaine.
Back to the show.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks for keeping us on track.
Hang on, I gotta make a phone call.
How much did that crack cost?
$1 million, bitch.
Better do my fucking taxes,
No, Alex,
too.
Alex, you owe $1 billion. I want to just remind you.
Whoa.
Every podcast. This is an interesting.
Wait. Hey, Alex. If could you tell us how much you have to pay for being a fucking shitty human being times 10?
$1 million,
Billion.
bitch.
Billion.
100. Sorry,
A
times
B.
100.
Be a B.
Right.
Billion. So this week is going to be more of a regular episode, but we do have a very special bonus segment at the end of the show. It is the 25th. When this episode goes live, November 7th, is to the date the 25th anniversary of Starship Troopers.
Holy shit.
Look at us.
Holy shit.
So it goes Halloween Spooktacular, Starship Troopers 25th anniversary,
Duh.
and then Wakanda Forever.
Duh.
But we'll figure. There's some things in my personal life that. Well, I'm about to be serious. There's some things in my personal life that might not make it possible for me to see Wakanda Forever. But when it comes out, I'll probably see it later. But I'm sure Tyler will see it, and Tyler will give his thoughts.
You know, it's
on
really
it.
funny that you were saying a little while ago that you were about to fire me.
Yeah. So you're pushing it. You're really fucking pushing it.
Me?
Dude.
I am.
Yeah, you're fired,
Yeah.
dude. Because you are
You are nothing but garbage, yeah.
I'm
nothing
nothing
but garbage,
Guyana. Nothing but garbage, yeah.
Yeah.
The Macho Man says you're
Macho
garbage,
Man.
yeah. So let's talk about some stuff today. Also, we were going to talk about Andor, but I am behind.
Yeah.
And I feel like it might be better if we just hold off a little bit and just do a huge season review and just kind of do it in one
That sounds great.
session and do that. So
Sounds
we
like
will.
shit.
Oh, wow. So, but I've heard great things. I like 3 episodes. I haven't seen episode 7 or 8. Was it episode 9 this past week? So I'm like 3
I believe so.
I'm like 3 episodes behind. So I got to catch up on that before I want to talk about it because I've heard nothing but good things on Twitter and reactions, and I already liked the show. So I'm excited to see where it goes, especially because I know that Andy Serkis is in there in the episode 9 or
I
whatever.
never knew it. I never realized it, but if you say his name and you don't see how it's spelled, it sounds like circus, like he's in a circus.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was raised in one, maybe.
That would explain all
British
of
circus.
That would explain how he's so good at being all these weird characters, you know? Like, he's just got that carny nature to him.
right?
That circusy nature.
Right?
So what are we talking about this week, Tyler? This week, well, we're not talking about Andor. We still have a lot to talk about. First, I wanted to talk about, because you and I kind of talked about this off mic before, and there was this rumor still floating around that Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is rumored to be Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Simon Williams.
it's been officially.
Has it though?
I thought it did.
I don't think I've seen anything from Marvel themselves. Now I think Discussing Film, which is a pretty reputable source, they mentioned it that it was like confirmed. So it probably is. I don't know. I'm still always cautious about this stuff. But anyway, let's just get into that. So first of all, dynamite hire because Yahya Abdul-Mateen is fantastic. I'm excited to see him get another shot at Black Manta in the second Aquaman
He did really
movies.
good. I've seen him in 2 projects. I have not seen Ambulance or Candyman, but I did see Watchmen and Aquaman. And he was great in 2 very different roles, I feel like. And so that tells me that he's able to kind of, shift his personality or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to it, especially with the way Marvel kind of handled She-Hulk and things like that. They're going to go much more meta this time because he's an
actor, yeah.
Right.
In the comics.
What's really refreshing to me, and it's not that refreshing when you actually boil it down, but all of the backlash about this has nothing to do with the race swap, which is awesome. It has to do with Nathan Fillion being up for it so many times. But when you break it down, aren't these people upset that a white guy didn't get it and a black guy did?
They amazing. This is the funny thing because for this,
but I don't want to make it all the time about race. It's these trolls who do.
No.
Right.
Well, and that's what's funny is I was actually like looking for it when I was coming up with the Griff report this week. And I just wanted to see, out of curiosity, if anybody because
trust me,
that was going to be my point.
Yeah, we don't need to see it. Don't go out and make a video because
no, there are,
yeah,
but they're like
of course.
channels with like like our number of subscribers and views. So I'm not gonna like
we're fighting a losing battle.
Why would I punch parallel when I should be punching up?
Yeah,
So
that was a fucked up laugh.
Oh, you're ZZ Top?
How? Yeah, I got the tab, and you got the tab.
But
if you
shut up. I have not seen Candyman or Ambulance either, and I'm with you. I've only seen him in Aquaman and Watchmen. I thought he was fantastic as Dr. Manhattan. I thought it was really good about it is I understand that the show itself is a sequel to the graphic novel.
Right.
But that movie, Zack Snyder's movie, is so close to the source material, you can almost still run a parallel to it.
Other
than the obvious of them keeping the canon octopus ending.
Do you remember?
I just want to get to my point. What I was trying to say is, he does a great job of doing Dr. Manhattan because Billy Crudup did an amazing job in Zack Snyder's movie, and I feel like Yahya did a great job of mirroring that performance, also making John his own. Mm-hmm. And I really thought he was great as Dr. Manhattan. That's all I wanted to say about that.
No, if you ever seen Dr. Sleep, the movie, the book is a direct sequel to the book The Shining. And in The Shining, the original book, the Overlook gets destroyed. So when the guy's making the movie version of Dr. Sleep, he's like, well, how do I reconcile this? Because in the movie, it wasn't destroyed. In the Kubrick version.
Yeah.
Right. So how do I give homage to the original movie adaptation of The Shining while also being true to the book Dr. Sleep? And what they opted to do instead was they kind of tweaked the ending of Dr. Sleep so that they could have the hotel intact as it was in the movie universe. And I don't know about you, but to me, the Watchmen series, it isn't really completely clear, and it's kind of ambiguous on purpose whether it's in the universe of the comic or the movie adaptation.
I think what makes it definitive in the comic is the octopus.
Well, but there's
the fact that that they made a whole episode about it.
I'm saying it's purposefully vague whether or not it's definitely follows the comic or the Zack Snyder interpretation. It's vague. And that's what I like. That's why Watchmen works so well, because you can take it either way.
Well, according to Alan Moore, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, well, Alan Moore is embarrassed by everything that ever... Yeah, well...
to be fair...
Sorry you can't read
To
contract.
be fair,
Whoa.
he does have a point.
Oh, absolutely. DC fucked him.
DC fucked. But anyway, back to Wonder Man.
But I like it because I think he's going to be... I think he's going to take a good... I think hopefully they'll kind of
it'll actually
take some cues from She-Hulk a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see him have... I think they're definitely going to make it a little bit more comedic because...
I don't mean
Wonder Man has... Like, in the comics...
Dealing with the celebrity of superhero.
In the comics, they've made Wonder Man, like... high, like giving him a lot of like power level or whatever. And you and I have talked.
He's an ionized human being.
And you and I have talked about power level and all that stuff. But I think you could still make him feel powerful as a superhero, but also still have some fun with the character because you should. And they've already laid the groundwork with She-Hulk, and this is what I kind of feel weird about with Phase 4, with what Marvel is doing, and then going into how they're going to approach these Disney Plus shows.
Oh, please.
No, because you can. Phase 4 has been frustrating on some points, where I could see, like, I have liked pretty much everything that's come out, but I'm not going to pretend that Moon Knight doesn't have flaws. Look, I love Thor: Love and Thunder, but people can have their criticisms of that movie. I think that's valid.
There's fair criticism, yeah.
I did not like Eternals. You liked Eternals. Like, there were just there, and it's the same thing we were talking about with like how we're back to Phase 1. We're trying to figure out.
You didn't like Eternals? Fuck you.
I never ever mentioned it in a podcast ever. But like we're kind of back. We were with Phase 1. We're still trying to figure out what's going to happen.
That's why it's exciting.
But that's why it's exciting. But yeah, hear me out, because we got to see Sam Raimi direct a Doctor Strange movie. We got to see Taika got to do his own version of that. Of Thor, and we saw a lot more creative expression. We got fucking Werewolf by Night out of this. We got WandaVision. We got so while it can be frustrating at times, I think the broader picture is I like the idea that She-Hulk exists. They're like, oh, we're doing comedy, and like I just said, Werewolf by Night, we're dabbling into horror, and you could, dude, I don't want to give this idea away for free, but you could shoot this like a reality TV show. You could make it a mockumentary.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Absolutely.
They're following an actor.
Make it like The Office or Parks and Rec.
But here's another idea I had.
That's actually a great idea.
I was thinking about Werewolf by Night, and I was thinking about Man Thing. What if you did like a Blair Witch found footage style, like special presentation, hunting the Man Thing, or Search of Man Thing, and make it like a horror movie of these people keep bothering, like trying to find the Man Thing, and he I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to do that, but you made him too. Like good, because Man Thing's not a bad character, but you made him too friendly.
Way to go!
Fucked it up.
Way to fuck that up. Way to fuck up our
I'm
idea
just saying,
before we even had it.
But this is what I mean. Werewolf by Night opened that door.
Wait, what do you mean?
Werewolf by Night opened that door to have an idea of like, oh, what if you did like a weird like found footage movie with Man Thing? So I think this is going to be following a similar route of She-Hulk. I think it's going to be a little bit more humorous. I would like to see it in like a mockumentary style. I would like to see, maybe make it like a comeback story, like he's a failed actor,
right.
And like however
well,
want to do
that's
that.
the
being a superhero brings back his acting career.
I pretty much followed I read comics pretty regularly, very regularly from the time I was pretty much born and knew about anything until I was probably 13 or 14. So. We're talking, or I think it was like 15 or 16. So we're talking like early 90s. And I know what's transpired in comics in the last 30 years or so. So I'm more inclined to, from what I can tell, Wonder Man has not been a huge comic book character for the last 30 years or so. He was kind of big in the 90s. He had his own comic series. And it was all about him trying to reconcile being a superhero with trying to make it in Hollywood. And it was actually a really excellent comic book because he had like a girlfriend who had she was a single mom, and she worked like at a coffee shop or something, and it was a good way to show how detached he was from like real life. And how often she would get in trouble because she knew him and stuff like that. It was like, well, shit, I can't really be. It was a great deconstruction of what it's like to be in love with a superhero, or what it's like to be in a relationship with a superhero, or how the superhero perceives it and how he. I liked it. I liked the character. I like the idea of doing the mockumentary style. I think it should be more comedic.
Well, here's how I know it's going to be more comedic. Ben Kingsley's Trevor Slattery is returning, so he'll be in the show. Cool. So obviously they're getting into more comedic tone. And another reason, Bob Odenkirk is in rumors to be attached to the series.
That would be really great if they showed Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Wonder Man. Gosh, I wonder how they could do it because we haven't seen him. Well, I mean, technically we haven't seen him in the MCU yet or any reference to him. But what would be really awesome is if they had Yahya Abdul-Mateen acting like he can't act. Trevor Slattery is his acting coach.
Yeah.
And so
which is another reason I think it'd be fun to do a mockumentary.
Yeah, he's great as a hero,
Jesus Christ, Kevin, just give us a call.
God damn it!
Why do we keep giving you these ideas for free?
Well, I think they probably, you know what? If they're smart, they'll make him a stuntman who gains powers.
Yes, yeah.
And then he'll be like, well, now I got powers and I can be an actor. I can take the lead role. And they're like, no, you can't because you suck.
See, and this is the
To
thing.
me, in the comics, it was always a kind of an in-joke that Simon Williams was not a very good actor.
Well, and
he only got parts because he was a superhero.
I like the idea that we're starting to designate, and I've talked about it with Daredevil and She-Hulk and all this stuff.
Was that thing?
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful.
You're directly in front of it. That's
well,
why.
fuck you.
It keeps the rooms nice smelling.
Stinker.
Gets away the musty scent of my manly basement.
Musk. The must of the musk.
But yeah, Bob Odenkirk's and rumors to be attached. I think...
that'd be great if he was like his
But
agent.
I love what Disney Plus is doing and providing a space.
Why don't you marry it?
Shut up. I like that Disney Plus is...
Such a jackass. I'm sorry to fucking throw you off. You like what Disney Plus is doing?
Fuck
Sorry.
it.
No, I want to hear.
No, the show's over. It's given a space for these smaller heroes to kind of get their shine, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a way to introduce... I think doing the 9 episodes... Like, I would watch a 9-episode, 30-minute Wonder Man show. I think that'd be interesting if that's a comedic tone.
Yeah.
I mean... Is what it is. Also, real fast, She-Hulk's writer, our head showrunner, Jessica Gao, she said that the biggest troll of this show, they wrote it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it still works.
Yeah.
And it will still work next year and the year after that, and however long these fucking losers are around.
Well, until somebody puts a foot down that is...
Hey, honestly,
what it's gonna
the
take,
community is growing. The community is growing to like push back on
right,
this shit.
but what it's gonna really take is it's gonna take one of these people who is making money off of this stuff to put their foot down and say, enough, I'm not giving any more money to this shit. And to be public about it, to say I'm not giving any more money to RK Outpost. I'm not giving any more money to these guys. The reason why is because they're fucking humanity.
Yeah.
They're fucking the community of mankind.
And we're not saying, and like,
all right, them kind.
and
I want to be.
And again, it just goes back to I was surprised that none of them made a big deal about the race swap.
We think it's
why? Because they don't
come out yet.
Well, and they don't fucking care.
It's also technically not official.
You're right,
so.
and the algorithm isn't friendly to it yet. The minute it becomes algorithm, because they're bashing on fucking Wakanda Forever, and it's not even out yet.
Really?
Yeah, because they just bash on anything that works for the algorithm. So, and they haven't even seen it.
What the fuck do they got the problem with?
And okay,
we'll get there.
I can understand, like I can't, but I'll try and get in the mind of somebody that can like that stuff.
Yeah, we have to, so that we can figure out how to turn them away.
Well, because
from that,
listen to how they talk. If you go into a movie expecting to hate it, why should I trust your opinion? You should go in objective. Yes, you're going to have preconceived notions of it because of a trailer or what somebody said about it, word of mouth or trailers or whatever. But there's still that most people, normal people, they sit down and are like, I'm going to experience this movie for what it is. There are movies that are really bad that you can objectively be like, okay, this is a bad movie. But
like An American Carol.
Or like LaQuisha that we're going to be talking about in soon.
Black Adam is a perfect example of how that worked for me. Like,
you wanted more from it.
But how much did I trash it coming up to it?
You didn't, because you
No, I totally trashed it on the show,
still enjoyed
leading up to it, right? But when we actually went to the movie, wasn't I pretty open-minded? Like I'm gonna let it give me.
Because most normal people don't go into a movie wanting to hate it. Most people go into a movie wanting to like it. And if they don't like it, they'll just be like, it wasn't for me.
You know what's great is being surprised by how much you like something. And that's the experience I got with Black Adam.
And another reason that
I liked it a lot more than I thought.
And it's another reason why I'm excited that they got a guy like Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
I also kind of hated it as much as I thought I would too.
Yeah.
But that's...
I think it's exciting that they're going to get... it definitely leads to a more comedic tone, and it's something that the MCU... We have talked for so long about how we get upset about the formula of the MCU.
I'm not that upset with it. I'm a Marvel fan.
No, I know, but people are getting fatigued.
Still looking for that check, Kevin.
People are getting fatigued, and now you got to find ways to entertain them in different ways. And I like the idea. They've already done it a couple times, and I liked it. So more of that. Speaking of MCU and the Disney Plus, VisionQuest.
VisionQuest. Sure. Can I just say one thing real quick? whenever I read like these critical things about like, oh well, the MCU tropes and how it's always we don't need any more origin, da da da. I just gotta say I'm a comic book nerd and I don't really care.
Those same people that say we're past origins insist they need a scene knowing that Kate Bishop can be a good Hawkeye. Like they need to see her trained. Even though when they saw Hawkeye and Thor, they just accepted that he was a master archer, and we didn't need a whole scene to explain why he was great.
I'm just saying.
Let's move on.
No, I'm just saying fine, go ahead.
Well, what?
I'm saying that most of the criticism of the MCU, I'm like, dude, I just love seeing these movies. I don't. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sitting there going like, yeah, enough origin stories. I'm like, give me 4 more. I don't give a shit. I love comic book movies, so I'm a nerd. Yeah.
I'll admit, you're probably the same way. I'm a lot nicer to comic book movies, if I'm being honest, because I love them. But I mean, I can still enjoy a movie that's shit. Like Venom is a shitty movie, but I still enjoy it. Black Adam isn't a very good movie, but I still enjoy it.
It wasn't terrible. I mean,
but that's too much of our culture is so black and white.
Yeah,
and it's so you can't look at something like this objective. Like you cannot watch TV or read a book or watch a movie, play a video game, and have an objective response because it's a subjective matter.
Right.
People are always going to pull different things. I can say I feel like this movie is shit, but I can't definitively say it's a shit movie.
I would say like
there are exceptions like LaQuisha where across the board
objectively
nobody liked it.
No, but going with Black Adam, like my like if I had to give like a letter grade, like my first instinct is like 74 or 75%, which would be about a C plus, right? But I also, that sounds rough. So I'm like, okay, B minus, but that sounds too good. So it's kind of like, fuck. The gap between C plus and B minus is huge.
Tyler, most importantly of all of this, it doesn't matter, man. Either you liked the movie or you didn't.
Wait, you don't care about my opinion?
No, your opinion sucks.
Oh, can we talk about that later?
Yeah,
cool.
I don't want you on my show. You piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. Wow. My show, even though we started together.
But you ever notice that like if you're trying to grade something,
like I said, I'm much nicer.
The distance between C plus and B minus is huge. That's the difference between saying I kind of liked it and I kind of hated it.
I'm someone who's like objectively says Green Lantern isn't that bad.
But I've tried to watch it since then, and it's fucking terrible.
It's no. It falls apart in the third act. The first when he gets introduced, when he becomes a Lantern and he goes to Oa, that's not bad.
Yeah, but you have to slog through all the other shit to get there.
It's not even that much.
Oh
anyway,
my god!
VisionQuest is the potential. Shut up. This is according to I think this is a Hollywood Reporter. VisionQuest, the potential series, which is casting a writer's room next week, will be about the Vision.
Kevin, we're open.
About the Vision trying to regain his memory and humanity. I hear, while the focus, this is a source close to Marvel, that the focus is on Vision, word is there's a possibility for Wanda Maximoff to appear, which would make sense given their interconnectedness between the two characters. We obviously know that she's not dead after Multiverse of Madness. I don't see, this is the problem I'm running into with Disney Plus. While I just said I applaud it for having the space for these characters and you can explore more things, I don't want to watch an Agatha show. And as much as I like Paul Bettany as the Vision, what are we going to do with this Vision show? Because this is all rumor. We don't even know if this exists.
Sure.
How are you going to do? Are you going to do they already kind of did the Tom King run where he has a family a little bit with WandaVision. Mm-hmm. So maybe they'll try that again. But like, what do we do? Like, so Vision is trying to find himself.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think this goes? Like, if this is a show,
if they're going to take an opportunity to really flesh out the character of the Vision, I'm all for it.
But don't
I trust? Here's what I would like to see. Actually, I would like to see a Legion type of show, which is very, very cerebral. And
experimental.
Oh yes, I would because it has to be.
I've not watched
it?
I've heard it's great. I have not watched it, but I've seen a couple of.
But doesn't a series about a synthetic being finding itself doesn't it have to be fucking wacky and cerebral and fucked up? Is this real or not?
This is what I'm trying to figure out. So I think Disney Plus or Disney's plan for the MCU on Disney Plus is so convoluted. I don't know what they're trying to do because I remember
I'm just loving it. Give me more content. I don't give a shit.
well, we keep
Still waiting for that check,
well,
Kevin.
clearly Falcon and Winter Soldier is meant to set up Captain America New World Order, which I just feel like there's so much filler in between. Well, I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Opinion,
I liked WandaVision. I think WandaVision is necessary to set up, because that clearly sets up Doctor Strange. And there are a couple projects, and Loki is setting up but it feels like Loki only existed to be there's a multiverse.
You want to know my biggest criticism?
And it was about Loki
right.
being coming to terms with this version of Loki, coming to terms with who he becomes.
Isn't that worth telling? Here's my biggest criticism.
Every story is worth telling.
Here's my biggest criticism of the MCU thus far. At this point, after 15 years now. Not a lot of it is rewatchable.
A lot of it is in the moment. Yeah.
You remember how I told you that I was gonna binge Loki and stuff? I've never done any of that. Want to know why? Because I don't think I would enjoy it. Because I saw it once, and all the things that I got from the first viewing is all I wanted. Now,
yeah.
I have rewatched almost every movie in the MCU. I don't think I've ever rewatched any shows, any episodes. Maybe an episode if somebody didn't see it and I was watching it with them, but generally no. And so,
She-Hulk is the only one that I've watched.
I would binge that because watching that all in one clip would be kind of fun. I'll bet.
Luke did, and he said he really enjoyed it. He said he liked that they were shorter episodes because he's the kind of guy who just waits and
Well, how many is it? 9?
9. So yeah,
9. That's 4. That's 5 hours. That's a night.
5-6 hours. Yeah, that's a
not
weekend.
bad at all.
Could do it all in one day.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Oh well, no. She-Hulk is the only one that I kind of rewatched because my in-laws were in town and they had not watched the last 3 or 4 episodes.
Right.
So we just went through and watched all those, and I was just like, yeah, this is a show that's easily She-Hulk is one of the few ones that's rewatchable. Moon Knight is so fucking disappointing.
I don't want to rewatch it.
That's a show that would have benefited from at least 2 more episodes. At least 2 more. And that's the thing too. That's the problem is the format. Why are we doing 6 episodes?
Right. It seems like so many of these shows are setting up something at the end, and then whatever was planned either just doesn't land or it's nothing.
It falls back on the Marvel tropes of we've got to have a CGI fight.
Right.
WandaVision was an interesting introspective show. That was weird, and WandaVision might be the only one.
Giant fight in the sky,
but it still isn't that.
Yeah.
And WandaVision is one I think you could go back and rewatch, just because it's so much of a character study. But I think there's a way to make it good, obviously, because I'm conflicted. The reason I'm conflicted because I'm I don't know if I need to know more about Vision. I feel like I've learned so much about him. I know who he is. And the show helped a lot of that of building more relationship with him because when he's makes that line, I mean, who doesn't well up at the line of what is grief but love persevering? And it's fuck, man, those moments are great, but then at the same time I'm but yeah, I kind of do because Paul Bettany's so good. He's so good in the role that I'm it's the same thing with the minute Hugh Jackman was I'm going to play Wolverine again in Deadpool 3, I'm I'm fucking in. I want to see that. So I'm kind of in this space of I would love to see Paul Bettany do the character again.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it. I just
narratively, I'm just wondering how they're going to take it. And I think you're right. I think they should do something again like WandaVision, like Legion, that's very introspective and experimental and psychedelic even.
Yes.
Tie back to his 70s origins,
And here's the thing, though. I'm totally okay with a lot of these shows kind of being... Just there.
Yeah. Not necessarily being...
Furthering the
overly
narrative. I don't care.
We just talked about how we liked that Black Adam was tied to the broader DCEU, but...
Hey, that's him right there
right
at the
there
bottom.
on my wall.
Wait, isn't that Shazam?
No, because his suit's black.
Well, where's Shazam then?
Shazam's not on there. It's Black Adam.
That's fucking stupid.
Well,
they would have Shazam instead of Black Adam.
Well, why is Hawk Girl on there instead of Hawk Man? Huh?
Because they're trying to be inclusive.
Freaking woke poster. We got a person from Kahndaq and a lady. Unbelievable. And a Martian.
What the hell?
He ain't even from this planet.
An Amazon? Goddamn.
Wait a minute, Tyler.
Is that
Tyler, as we're describing this, it's almost like comic books have always been super diverse.
Is that two Kryptonians? Motherfucker.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why is there Supergirl and Superman?
Thanagarians, Martians, Kryptonians. Fuck. There's an Atlantean. God damn it.
I am.
You and your Speed Force.
I'd like to see how they do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. But, like you're saying, is there a reason for something not to exist? No, not in art. Make whatever you want to fucking make.
Yeah, I don't care. You know how little I think about the amount of money I pay to Disney Plus every month? And you know how much content I get from that? Fuck yeah.
Have you watched Tales of the Jedi?
No,
yet?
I need to.
I haven't watched that yet.
No.
I'm so behind on Star Wars shit. All right, so
Fuck, man.
I think the jury out on VisionQuest. I hope they keep that name because that name is just
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
But I think we're both on the same tip of like it should be focused on, because we both agree we like it when it's more character driven. And yes, I have my Loki is a good show because Loki is still a character driven show.
Right.
So when you look at grand scheme of things,
Right.
what does it all mean? Is Vision Quest going to lead to him becoming back or finding himself to be the Vision that he was, and then joining the Avengers? Like, what are we doing?
So
what is Wonder Man doing?
In Captain America, the first one?
West Coast Avengers. Do you think?
Yes. So
Wonder Man-
listen.
Oh.
So listen.
I'm listening. I'm excited.
I'm listening. So Captain America, the first Avenger.
Lay it on me.
I know you know about the Easter egg of the original Human Torch showing up at the World's Fair, right?
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about? The dude in the red suit at the beginning of the movie?
What movie?
Captain America, the first Avenger.
I don't remember that.
Okay, so
Why'd you flip me off?
I hate you.
Just
No.
get on with your goddamn pitch. Okay.
So in the comics, when the Vision's first origin was that he was originally the original Human Torch and was retrofitted by Ultron into the Vision, okay? With the help of Hank Pym or whatever. I don't know, whatever. And then during the VisionQuest storyline from John Byrne, he revealed that they caught up with Dr. Phineas Horton, I think, the guy who built the original Human Torch. And this is not Johnny Storm. This is an android dude from like the 30s and 40s who fought with Captain America and Namor and Spitfire and Union Jack and the invaders against the Nazis and stuff, okay? And he had a sidekick named Toro, which is the baddest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
So they revealed that he was never the Human Torch. The Vision was never the original Human Torch. Completely different things. And that just fucked up all continuity. So what I would like to kind of see, I would kind of like to see them somehow bring in that Easter egg from like the second or third ever MCU movie that has never been fucking...
Yeah.
You know, hey, you know what you're bringing back to me? You're bringing back motherfucking Samuel Stearns from motherfucking The Incredible Hulk, which has almost never been referred to. I mean,
the fact that we're
sometimes-
getting a leader? Yeah.
Right. So you know what? Let's fucking go back and tie up these goddamn loose ends. And the Vision Quest could be a great way to reconcile that Easter egg, what the fuck it was, and whether or not the Human Torch still exists in the MCU.
Let me ask you this.
Yes. Be confusing as fuck for movie
why
audiences.
the fuck is the leader in the Captain America movie? That's what I'm still trying to figure out.
What do you mean?
Why is he in it? We'll find out.
Well, they're gearing up for a
also-
Hulk movie,
Also,
but they want to have the leader.
Well, it also points to me that the rumors about that expiring is true. That Disney is going to get the rights to Hulk back pretty soon.
Yeah, they pretty much play the waiting game. Hey, Universal, we got time.
Yeah, we'll keep just putting him in shit.
Yeah, you fuck.
I went back and rewatched when we do our other show, One Shots, for Hulk. I went back and rewatched the Ang Lee one. It's not that bad.
I love
I
the
think we
Ang
were.
Lee
I think at the
one.
time people were too harsh on that movie.
Oh my god, yes, dude. You know how groundbreaking that was to show like comic panels. That's so fucking cool.
I will say, in some scenes, he overdoes it.
Of course.
with the comic panel.
Sure.
I'm like, dude, just focus
Fair.
on one person.
Fair.
It's okay to set the camera down once in a while and just focus
Fair.
on two people in a room.
Fair. And you really can't get past the gamma irradiated poodle.
Hey, that shit was amazing. That
The
dogfight
poodle?
is awesome.
The dogfight's great, but the poodle?
And he smashes it.
It's a poodle. It's a giant angry poodle with like a fucking
scary.
poodle cut.
That's scary
Oh my
shit.
god.
Whatever.
I'm gonna, you know
All
what?
right.
I'm gonna get a poodle pit bull mix for my house.
Just to jack it up
Just
on
gonna hump your
Gamma.
leg every time he comes over.
I don't have the sounder on my phone.
Which one?
Grifter Report.
Fuck.
Well, you know what? Here's the new one. What the fuck? You were just playing that a second ago. God damn it, you fucking
happened?
trash.
Fucker.
This fucking soundboard.
Son of a bitch.
Think of the fucking comedy.
The Grifter Report. Like I went aggro on my phone.
God fucking
you
damn it.
dumb shit.
Fuck you.
I need a Steam Deck. Or not a Steam Deck.
You need some steamed dick?
There's a little button thing that you can.
Is
put
that
your-
a thing?
Not a dick, like a. Grifter Report. Now we're gonna do things.
Welcome to the Hunan Dragon. What can I get some steamed
Shut
dick?
your hole. That's such a very aggressive.
I don't
way.
appreciate you referring
There's-
to my mouth as a
There's
hole.
Well, one time I had a teacher say, "Let that cut under your mouth heal," or "the cut under your nose heal."
Wow.
I was like, "Damn, that's pretty good." Shut my mouth. I got it. All right, so let's talk about some grifters. In today's Grift Report is a little bit different than usual. We don't have any clips to play,
I feel really bad for
but
little Jake.
we have some stories to tell. He was a good teacher. We used to have the thing we called Bell Ringer. We start every class with like movie quotes or like song clips, and it was fun. Anyway, today we're talking about some filmmaking grifters, some dudes who want to break into the entertainment industry. They're saying, you know what? We're sick and tired of woke Hollywood having a say. It's time us white men who never represented have a say.
Right?
Although I will say it is funny because now they're all making their own blank verse. So there's Eric July, who goes by, he used to be a rapper that went by Young Rippa. He kept that name,
Uh-huh.
started a YouTube channel,
Oh, God.
started doing the old anti-fan grift.
Oh,
Like,
God.
oh, fucking Miles Morales is a token character. And I'm like, okay.
So are you. Oh!
Yeah! Anyway, so he makes the Ripperverse, and then this other dude called
The Ripperverse?
Rippaverse, because he's Young Rippa, Rippaverse. And then
Why? Kelly Ripa, can you get some lawyers already, please?
Kelly Ripa!
Wouldn't that be great if
That'd
she
be
went after him like, that's my
The reason
name.
I bring that up also is because there's a guy named Josiah Rises that contributes to Geeks and Gamers, and he has the epic verse. So I was like, I wanted to propose to you that we change this segment.
That's the best they could come up with.
I wanna-
Rippaverse and
I want to
epic
change.
verse.
I want to change the title from the Grifter Report to Into the GrifterVerse, and I will sell that T-shirt, GrifterVerse, because this is what it is: Rippaverse, epic verse.
Yeah, I mean, you guys didn't spend a lot of time on it, and you're not very creative anyway.
You know what?
Either you did spend a lot of time on it, and you have just terrible ideas, or you didn't, and you just are you're just terrible.
I think we should live react to the trailer for.
Oh, can we?
We can. We'll get to that. Let's get to this first.
What? There's a trailer for it? For what?
It's literally like this really cheesy announcement trailer of what it is. That's
For
it.
Epic Verse?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yes.
And there's a website. It says
Oh.
Epic. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So
My
first,
nipples
shut
are
up.
hard.
Shut up. We're not talking about
Wow.
that. No.
Ah.
Right now, I say shut up too much. And I apologize.
Yeah, shut up. Fuck you.
All right. So first filmmaker
We're
that
good
we're going to be
friends.
talking
We're
about,
great friends. Okay.
and I say filmmaker very loosely, is right-wing blogger.
Anybody can be a filmmaker.
Right-wing blogger Vox Day. He was in the process of making his own superhero movie starring...
Can we take a moment of
Starring-
silence and think about how ridiculous your name is?
Well, that's a made-up name.
I know. That's what we're
Yeah.
going to do. Just a moment of silence.
Vox Day. Yeah. Now let's take a moment of
'Kay.
silence because you thought you could make a movie with a superhero that was a Confederate. Confederate! Stars in bars on the fucking costume superhero. And that, you know what? I was thinking about this yesterday because we talked about doing another
Hubris.
because we're talking about doing a couple like once a month
Yeah.
special episodes.
Yeah.
And we were going to do this new one called Dumpster Diving. And we were going to find these really shitty, dumb movies and we were going to
Oh, my
have fun with it.
God.
Because of this movie, it led me down to LaQuisha. That's where I got the lead into LaQuisha part. But like this motherfucker thought he could make a movie starring a Confederate superhero, and not.
Don't they have comic books already?
They do, yes.
Yeah.
And they still don't get it. It's like you're trying so hard to be edgy, dude, and it's so stupid. And you're racist. Like, I don't think it's a stretch to say it's racist to make a Confederate fucking superhero. Rebels Run stars the main character Rebel fighting a global police force hunting down free-thinking conservatives.
Oh my god!
So this man clearly lives in reality,
Right?
Very much in our reality. Whoo boy!
Yeah, isn't the comic book like her mask is like, or his is like?
No, it's a she. Yeah.
But it's like literally like
the mask. No, the stars and bars are front and center on the chest of her
and it's her
costume
mask.
and her mask. Like it's pretty fucking.
It really doesn't hide her identity at
all.
Well,
so they're trying to get funding for this movie. They apparently their fans raised up to $1 million. But here's what happened, or up to $2 million. So here's what happened. Vox Day's background makes it. This is from Daily Beast, who broke this story. Vox Day's background makes it unlikely he could secure traditional funding for a film, so he turned to the Utah-based Ohana Capital Financial, which marketed itself with the slogan "Banking the Unbankable."
Boom.
Look, we're going deep into the GrifterVerse because this guy who grifted him, Vox Day, genius. Because he's like, I know how I'm going to get all these stupid dudes who think they're being silenced, free thinking, air quotes, conservative.
Yeah. I wish it had been us.
Free thinking just means you're dumb shit at this point. Like,
right.
Honestly. So the report said he transferred $1 million. This is, as we're recording this, exactly 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
The report said he transferred $1 million to Ohana on November 5th, 2020 to be held in escrow.
Uh-huh.
But the founder of Ohana Capital, self-proclaimed crypto billionaire James Wolfgram,
was a scammer.
Right, was a con
from
artist.
the front. I read this.
Faked his wealth by doing things like lifting photos of pricey cars from the internet.
No, he literally
and cryptocurrency wallets holding millions of dollars to share on his Instagram feed.
He literally would like go into parking lots where like there was like a Mercedes and have a dude follow him and take a picture of himself in front of a Mercedes like it was his car.
It's like
and these fucking people bought it.
So this
Why don't you
guy,
ever take a picture of your own car in your own driveway?
So
well, I don't have a home.
Put yourself in the hilarious shoes of Vox Day. You write this, and I'm not going to read Rebels Run. I'm sorry, but if you make your superhero Confederate, I'm turned off. I'm not going to give you my time.
Yeah, and you deserve what you get, bitch. Oh, wow.
Him. He's a I'm pretty sure it's a dude. So
yeah, that was really bad.
Bitch is fine if you call a man a bitch. I think now. I don't know.
It just didn't land, did it?
It didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. Anyway, so he's got how am I going to market this pro-Confederate superhero? But I can't get anybody to do it. Oh, I know. This guy says he'll bank the unbankable, and he's got all these fancy cars.
Right.
So he couldn't be lying to me.
What an idiot.
But what does that, dude, again, what does that say to you, Vox, if you have to be like, I need to go to someone who says
what's his real name?
I don't care.
No, I want to call him by his real name.
I don't know his real fucking name.
I know he doesn't like it, so all right, I'm going to look it.
It was in the article. I just put Vox Day. But
no, it's fine.
It says more about you and your project that you are so desperate to get financing for it that you went to this where it says banking the unbankable. Because if you really believed in your product and thought it was fine, why not take it to a regular bank?
Right?
Why not? If you're
laughed out of the bank.
If you believe that this is okay to have in free speech, why do you come on? I don't feel an inch of sorrow or pain because you made a pro-Confederate superhero. You deserve it.
Hey, Theodore.
There, sometimes life can be good or bad, black and white.
You know it does.
What's his real name?
Theodore.
Theodore Beale, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Theodore.
Teddy Beale. Teddy.
Hey, Teddy.
Theodore, you fucked up.
Yeah. Also, what's wrong with Theodore? It's a pretty good name.
I like that name.
Yeah. Why are you gonna be such a punk about your own name?
Thed. Theo.
The
Theodore.
row.
It's the. So.
Hey, what's going on?
So that was.
Shorten it.
Everybody, moment of silence for Rebels Run. Oh, yeah, fuck them people.
Yeah.
Hey, how much did you lose?
$1 million, bitch.
Hey, Alex Jones is calling people bitch. I don't feel so bad.
I bet you wish you had.
It's Thor's weapon.
Anyway.
Oh, is it time for the pew pew quip section of the show?
Pew pew quip. Pew pew.
So that's
There's
not
one thing I can't stand.
that's not the only
Mm.
grifter
Yeah, this is the best part.
making movies right now.
Yeah.
Our buddy.
If it
RK
wasn't
Outpost himself
Yeah.
Ryan
If it
Cannell.
wasn't so scary, it would be hilarious.
is starring in his own movie.
Yeah.
He's starring in the movie created by Geeks and Gamers contributor Josiah
Let me guess.
Rices.
Let me guess the title.
Is making a movie with EpicVerse Studios.
Mhm.
What is the name? of the
Epic Verse.
Yes.
The name is I'm Ryan Cannell, and I'm the best looking, smartest guy ever than everybody else.
Close. It was Not Enough Good White People is the name of it. No, that's not really the name of the title.
You know what though?
You
I
believe
totally would have bought
You
it.
believed
I
it.
totally would have bought it.
You believed. I'm trying to find the poster and show it to you, but Ryan Cannell himself is in this movie. It's called Green Grass, and it's also a terrible design because the G for the green and the grass is one G, and it has REEN and GRASS, and I'm like, come on, man. You can't be putting one G for both of them. But as a new added-on treat, I think it's time. They don't have a trailer out for this movie yet, but
Fuck.
they do have a trailer announcing what the Epic Verse is. So I think it's only fair that we watch this together.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
We will commentate. All right. So if there's an issue with audio, I do apologize. I'm trying to.
We can paste it on or whatever later
All right.
on. I think.
So here we go. This is titled
Fucking great. dude.
Epic Verse Teaser, a commercial of fire.
It already sucks.
This has
A commercial of fire. Okay, what does it say? For years,
we're reading the description?
We've had to deal with Hollywood's woke onslaught
Yes.
of destructive agendas in their films. That changes today. Oh, I want to read the whole thing. That changes today. That's why we launched Epic Verse. At Epic Verse, we care about excellent stories and respect for our fans. Really? So you're gonna let your fans? Okay.
I want to point out this Josiah Rises guy is full on like right wing nut job.
The
Like,
comeback starts today. Together we can win. Will you join us?
That's literally the video. Everything you just said, he says in the video. So you just ruined the video for yourself.
No, but it doesn't work because I want to hear what he has to say.
All right. But no, like he's
That's
full on
fucking
QAnoner, anti-vaxxer, doesn't
What a
believe Joe Biden
douche.
won the election.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so this is the kind of people.
So he knows that he won the election, but he also makes money off of the lie.
Sure. So here we go. We start at a Klan meeting. I mean, in his backyard. Big truck with some lights.
For years, we've had to deal with Hollywood's woke onslaught of destructive agendas in their films.
Oh,
That
yeah?
changes today. That's why we launched Epic Verse.
He's just moving his hands a lot. There's
At
not a
Epic
lot.
Verse, we care about excellent storytelling
Alex.
and respect for our fans.
Uh-huh.
Things Hollywood has forgotten. So follow Epic Verse wherever you can and tell your friends. We can't win without you.
Okay, real quick. I want to point out this man looks like how you would imagine an incel would look.
Yeah, dude, the way this guy moves his hands, he's never touched a woman in his life.
And normally, I would not say these things and be mean like this to someone. But given this guy's political...
No, you put your shit out there. I'm going to fucking tear you down because you're fucking actively trying to hurt people, you piece
You're
of
right.
shit.
You're right, Ty.
this guy.
He's burning up the Hollywood sign,
How did
Tyler.
he do that?
How did he do it?
Oh. Goddamn fucking cheap CGI.
I'll be honest. I've seen this. I wanted you to just watch it. Look at
Oh.
this. It's going to make the embers of ashes of Hollywood.
That was
make
terrible.
Epic Verse.
That doesn't even make sense.
The comeback starts today. Will you join us?
You are the most uncharismatic douche nozzle.
Oh, my God.
Comeback. Wait. The comeback starts today.
Yeah, so
you
when he
join
points
us?
at the camera to say the comeback starts today, he takes too long of a beat before he puts his hand up. So, like, there's a good second. Like, you heard it in the audio when we pipe it in. You'll
If
like,
this guy has any sort of like motor skill issues, I apologize. I really
True.
do.
We don't wanna be
However-
ableist.
Right. However, I don't think so. Because
just awkward.
Yeah, you just look like you just should not be on camera, and you should not be.
Hey,
you
that's
look
why
like
he's directing.
You look like you should go back to your job at the goddamn Dollar General, motherfucker.
Hey, he is forklift certified. You
Bullshit.
son of a bitch.
I didn't say he didn't work in the warehouse at Dollar General.
I'm just saying he's forklift certified. You treat that man with respect.
Does he say that?
I just made that
Is that
up.
part of his bio? I would love it if a comic book writer.
You saw him. You wouldn't be surprised if he.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy became a security guard because he couldn't make it. He couldn't pass the cop test, the psych test.
The cop test.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on.
Security guards are failed fucking cops, and cops are all fucking failed bullies. It goes from one thing to the next.
Yeah. So I just want to real quick show you the poster. So I just showed you the poster.
Yeah,
what
wow.
What did you think of Ryan, our leading man, Ryan? Not enough good white people in the Batman canal. I think they're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna fit that name on a poster, but
I think he's fuck him. Whatever.
I don't see how you could look at that guy and say, "Yeah, that's my leading man," because I've never seen him act. But given his personality, I don't think anybody would want to actually share the screen with him. But you know,
Look, regardless of how you feel about anything, anybody making fun of another person being murdered,
yeah, they're not a good person.
right? It doesn't matter whether the person. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Hey, he was no angel. These fucking people. You know that he said shit like that.
of course, that was the defense of every.
But yeah,
motherfucker
Greengrass
who
can't wait.
decided to-
I will not give EpicVerse any of my money though. So
we won't.
why would I get this? If I'm not gonna spend $4 on LaQuisha, I'm not gonna spend $4 on this shit heap.
I was joking.
And you know what the funny thing
I don't
is?
wanna give
You know what the funny thing is? It's going to be this thing of like, well, it's going to be crowdfunded, but it's not going to be like what they did with the Rippaverse. It's not going to be public, so we're not going to know. Because maybe the dude
which means nobody will see
maybe
it.
the dude did get $3 million.
Sure.
Maybe, but I'm not going to say that Glenn Beck didn't have some input in that. I'm just saying. You work for Glenn Beck. Just saying.
What?
Young
No.
Rippa, Eric July works for Glenn Beck.
No.
Yes, he does. He works for the
Wow.
Blaze.
The big piece of shit.
Yeah, that big old floppy
big
dick.
Old fucking
So I
douche.
can't wait for the EpicVerse to flop. Because if these people...
Flop like a wiener.
Here's the thing how I have confidence. And I look, if I ever got it out... And again, I'm not going to give Eric July my money. But if there was a way to have maybe somebody else bought it and sent it to me or something. I don't know. I don't care.
We know it'll be available on
Here's
Amazon.
the thing. I don't think I need to read it because these guys have shown me time and time again on their YouTube videos they don't understand how fucking story structure works anyway.
Yeah.
And they got to decide their only criteria for a movie if it's woke or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I mean, literally any idea that comes into your head, you're just going to be like, well, I can't do that one either.
And why aren't
Can you imagine just getting all those ideas and like,
why aren't the geeks and gamers crowd calling out Eric July for making a black superhero? Isn't that woke, Eric?
what?
By your own criteria, isn't
Eric
that woke?
July made a black superhero?
He did. A black man created a black superhero.
What?
That's pretty fucking woke, Eric.
Wow. Dude, I don't know.
And then you got fucking Josiah Neckbeard doing fucking... I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
can't...
how does he feel about Eric July?
Oh, they're buddies. Yeah. They're fine. Remember, he's the token to them.
Oh.
That's not true. They have Epic Mike is black, so... they don't just have Eric July.
I don't know about you, and I can't speak to it because I'm not. But if I'm a black guy, I don't want to be anywhere near those white guys.
Seriously,
ever. Like
look
ever.
Look at that Josiah
And
Rises.
I'm definitely not going to be doing any tweet videos or TikToks with him in a undisclosed location in a barn somewhere in Nebraska.
The Josiah,
because I'll never come back.
The Josiah Rises guy also critiqued Simon Pegg when Simon Pegg said Star Wars fans were toxic because they are.
Yeah,
not all. Not all Star Wars fans. Every Star Wars fan I know is a good person. Because
but clearly there's some out there online who are just cocksuckers.
And he called him a little bitch and was like, and I'm like,
bitch.
you just proved his point.
Yeah.
You literally just proved his point.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tyler.
Which I've been proving the opposite of it for the last couple of minutes when I call everybody a piece of shit.
And I did make fun of his appearance, but
yeah, fucker.
If you're gonna be like he is and share anti-vax meme, anti-vax
Yeah,
shit, and Joe Biden didn't win the election shit. Nah. If you're gonna post Q nonsense, I'm gonna make fun of you.
Yeah. If you're gonna put yourself out there as an expert on something, and I know that you're not,
And you know what?
and I can easily dispute you, I'm gonna call you names.
If we start making content and you make fun of my looks, that's your right, man.
Yeah,
That's fine. You have my permission.
that's true. Yeah,
But
I'm bald, so
I will never make intentional, and I will never make fun of someone's I'm just saying, when you think of these internet trolls, you look at Josiah Rise and you're like, yeah, that's what I think of when I think of an internet troll. I'm just saying. I'm gonna get canceled. When you so let's get into it. You know what time it is?
Would you like to know more?
I would like to know more. 25 years of Starship Troopers. Can you believe it? I look at you and I think, it's 25 years.
Come on, you hate. You want to live forever?
No.
Off the jump,
You know-
off the top.
When you think about it, you got RoboCop and then you got Starship Troopers a couple years later.
Well, yeah, Total Recall in between. So it went RoboCop, Total Recall, Starship Troopers for Verhoeven.
Yeah, you could put Total Recall in there, but the main thing.
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, Total Recall not so much, but there are elements of that in that movie, of course, because I think that's kind of a Verhoeven kind of staple. But in both the movies that we're talking about, they're almost groundbreaking in their glimpse into the future of media,
and this is the same
content,
team of RoboCop.
consuming content and how it's consumed and everything like that.
Yeah.
The attention span required. If you notice in that first opening scene of Starship Troopers, they're constantly changing channels. You know, like they never stick on one thing for very long.
Ed Neumeyer is the guy who wrote, co-wrote RoboCop. He also wrote this.
Of course.
And so you could see the him and
He's
Verhoeven.
great at satirical content.
So I got that sick ass Blu-ray
nice.
for the 25th anniversary, and I was
sick ass.
I watched it with commentary, and no one will ever love their movies as much as Paul Verhoeven.
How does he sound again?
Here's a few shots. I can't even do it because it's deeper than that. I'm not very good at doing like a Deutsch.
I also feel shots.
I'm a fucking bug. Like there's like shit. No, and we'll talk about it in the trivia and shit.
I'm a fucking bug.
No, yeah. Clancy Brown was talking about how the bugs were CG, right?
Yeah.
But
I love Clancy
Verhoeven was
Brown.
hands-on and was like getting an actor's face, like mimicking the bug, and like this is trying to get the performance out of him.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm a big fucking bug. I'm going to eat you. Like he would do that shit. And I just blew out the mic, and Clancy Brown was like, I fucking love that guy. And I was like, that I would work for that dude.
Hell
If he's that committed to this movie and he's like,
I'm a fucking
I'm
bug.
a fucking, but off the top, can we
That's
talk
gonna
about
go on a sounder.
off the jump? I'm a fucking bug. It's like the cockroach under my shoe says. Clean your house. Fuck you. You're a cockroach.
Yeah, fuck you. What the fuck?
Off the
man?
jump, Michael Ironside. Unbelievable. Dude.
Classic in
Unbelievable.
anything. Classic in anything.
That's why I have the two.
They sucked his brains out.
He's got such just a. Here's the thing: the guy was born angry. It looks like, you know what I mean? Doesn't he look like he was born like taking no shit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna take any shit. I'm here for business. Like, I can't imagine Michael Ironside being like in a comedy, like in a movie where he laughs.
See, that's
a lot.
what I would have liked to have seen. I would like to have seen him do comedy just to see
Is
if he could.
is he still with us? I thought he was still alive.
I don't think he's like active though. I think he's done. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so before we went on the air to talk about this, I have a deep connection to this movie because like many, I was talking about this. I realize it is kind of crazy how when you see certain, for me anyway, and my wife and I have always talked about this. She said that movies have always had a deeper meaning for me. That's how I remember things. That's how I'm tied to things. So I've always loved movies.
Yeah.
And my dad really fucking loved this movie.
Yeah.
And love my dad, but probably should have let me watch it at the age I did.
It's a little violent.
But that's the thing that attracted me to it was the big bug fighting stuff. I totally missed any of the fascist themes that were going on.
Oh, of course.
And I remember watching those propaganda things as a kid. I'm like, is this supposed to be funny? Because it plays fun. Like, even as a kid, I'm like, this seems weird.
I was a little older, obviously, when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I think I had started understanding what satire, what parody was. I think I already knew by then because I watched a lot of comedic stuff growing up and stuff, so I kind of had a good grasp on it. I don't think I caught too much of the fascist themes, maybe on the first watch, but definitely on subsequent ones. Because the first time you watch it, you're like, yeah, fucking shooting bugs, Yeah. It's a good movie,
and I think that's why the movie got hated.
Too bad. Yeah, Casper Van Dien should never act in anything ever again. That should have been his only movie.
But I think that's why this movie is so hated, is because when it came out, and then as it's gotten like RoboCop, it's gotten more appreciation as time has gone on, and I think it's because people miss the point of it. I think a lot of people didn't understand. This is what a propaganda pro-war movie looks like.
Right.
And they were doing it in such a tone to be like, and even in his the DVD commentary, or Blu-ray commentary, he opens it up saying, this movie's whole mission statement is war makes fascists of us all.
Yeah.
And that's coming from someone who grew up in Nazi Germany, who has seen firsthand of what happened.
The first things first is that you notice, even on your first watching, is that it is a different...
It's a Nazi propaganda movie.
Well, it is a different society because they talk about very early on how you have to be a citizen to vote.
And you don't get citizenship
unless you
military
join
service.
the military, right.
Which is Robert Heinlein, the writer of the book's actual beliefs. He
Heinlein,
believed that you should have to serve in the military to vote, which is ridiculous. And, there's purists that hate this movie, but I think, I haven't read the book. I just kind of went through and watched different analysis of the book and read through the book getting ready for this. And that book is pro-war.
Oh, yeah.
Heinlein was very pro-war. Heinlein was very pro-war. Even that, and then I went in a deeper hole because then I found have you ever heard of the book The Future War?
I think so.
And it deals with similar themes, but with Vietnam, and like the whole idea is the soldiers are time displaced, so it feels like 5 minutes for them is like 1,000 years. So like the book ends I think the book starts in like the year 20 something and ends in the year 31, 35 or some shit like that.
God.
It's an interesting book, but he actually applauded that book because he said that book, similar premise,
Happy to see me. Yeah.
but it's anti-war.
Right.
And Starship Troopers, and look, your criticisms of the movie, it still follows the book in a sense of Rico only progresses in the story not by growing as a character and getting smarter and learning. He just bowls through everything. He just decides, I'm going to jump on the back of a tanker bug. I'm going to throw a nuke in the cave. He gets promoted by just being a blunt instrument.
And he also survives. He's
one of the only survivors.
It's not like he's the smartest guy in his unit by any means.
He just survives.
In fact, early on, it's shown that he is not a good leader because he gets a guy fucking killed during training exercises.
And you're right. He only gets promotion by death. The only time he ever gets promoted in that movie is when everybody dies.
They're all going like, "Hey, wow, we made it, huh? Crazy."
And that's
like by sheer luck.
Yeah, and
by sheer luck.
And that's what's so smart is it's a never-ending cycle. And that's what the movie's point is.
Which is dumb because the story was written by somebody. There's no luck involved. They can just write it however they want. But if you're talking about a real situation, the fact that they're promoted was because the other people died.
Yeah.
Not because they were skilled.
Yeah, especially with Rico.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
The
first time I saw it,
you look up the word meathead in the dictionary, you see Casper Van Dien.
Yeah. What's even funnier, as a younger age.
What a jaw, though, man.
What a face. What a fuckable face.
Jesus. I think you might have to edit that out.
No. Casper Van Dien's a beautiful man. I'm not afraid to say it.
I want to fuck his face.
Come on, you ape! You want to live forever?
What was it like? What was it like fucking Casper Van Dien's face?
Oh, no.
They sucked his brains out. Would you like to know more?
No.
No.
Please,
So
God,
I
stop
saw it
talking.
at a younger age, and it's funny, when I was younger, when I watched it, I didn't think it was funny. I didn't understand that it was funny and that it was a satire. And then as I got older, I'm like, oh, this is a propaganda movie. So it makes it so smart.
I mean, it's not funny, ha ha. It's
a fucking
satire.
It's dark. It's a beautiful
Right.
satire
There's
because
no-
it ends on such a dour note.
I think there might be a couple of laugh out loud moments the first time you see it, but not on subsequent viewings.
But the propaganda is funny because you know it's obvious propaganda.
right? Yeah,
and
but again, not funny, ha ha. Like,
No.
ha, look at that.
it's like you're saying. It's the same with
And maybe it's because we're so close to it in our own society right now that's not so funny anymore.
Well, it's because the Neumeyer and Verhoeven both they do like we're talking about. They're doing what they did with RoboCop and those commercials and you see them watching TV. It is such a hard cut from everything, and you're like, oh, this movie has a message. You know, it's this anti-capitalist message. It's this anti-militarization message.
Well, boil it down to everything. Our society, whether you like it or not, folks, I'm about to blow society wide open for you, okay? Everything in our society is built off of advertising. Whether you like it or not, that's how money is generated, and that's how money gets from one place to the next. Everything else is secondary to that. And guess what? Our society is not super great because it's based off of money generating not by creating things, but by advertising things that are already created to get you to spend more money so that they can make more ads to get you to buy. Does it get it? Get
Yeah.
that cycle sucks.
Well, and
you live in it every day. Just a heads
what's
up.
also interesting about this movie is
Yeah.
it's not directly in it isn't just a critique of America. It's a critique of the whole world.
It's a critique of capitalism in general.
Because Neumeyer says that
of
like
fascist capitalism.
because Neumeyer says it when he was talking about it, he's like his intent was to be a comment on fascism around the world, not
Right.
just the United States, and I think it does a good job of that. I think there's obvious, with the way that the guns and the the gun porn of the movie and all that. Yeah, that's more of the American approach to it, but
pretty fucking
it does
sweet guns in that movie, though.
such a great job of, the beginning is like almost from it intentionally so is from a different movie. The beginning is 90210, like Melrose Place, like the teen drama.
You're talking
With
about the first scene.
Yes,
'Cause
not
don't
the
forget-
not the
right,
cold
the movie
open. I'm
starts-
talking about
yeah.
the movie itself.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Not the cold open.
Yeah, it is very weird. And here's the other
because
thing.
it's such a cut because it has that amazing scene.
Here's the other thing
and
that
then
we
it cuts.
that we always forget when you watch until you watch it again. It takes place in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and these
Buenos
kids are
Aires, yeah.
whatever. But it's
That's where his parents were.
Right. But later on in the movie, when that place is destroyed, they're like, "Oh my God, there's nobody left," and all their friends are dead and all that. But that's another thing because that's where it took place in the book, and
it's Juan Rico, not Johnny.
right.
Rico.
All of
That
the
was
names,
intentional.
all of the names are they're kind of anglicized more in this movie, but
to make it more fascistic.
but that's the thing that you keep forgetting, like that you're like, okay, this. So it's I think it was purposely set that way so that it could avoid being taken down as simply just a critique of America. But and I'll let you go. You know who?
Stop touching me.
What? No, I wouldn't. You know who the MVP of this movie is?
Michael Ironside.
No.
Neil Patrick Harris.
No.
He's great in this.
Blanche from fucking Golden Girls.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Right?
She's the blinded lady.
The fucking doctor, dude.
Oh, but that's another. Okay, so stop.
Her
Stop
monologue-
talking.
Fuck you.
No, I'm kidding. No,
but her monologue is great.
I'll jump off of what
Stop
you're saying.
touching me.
What I want to say ties into that. So I'll jump off what you're saying.
No, I was just saying that so that we could both, because I knew you were kind of overlooking her, or you hadn't thought about her, but that scene to me is one of the best ones.
Well, okay, so
especially knowing that Denise Richards probably had to hold that oatmeal in her mouth for like 10 minutes while they filmed the scene. Like, sorry.
The difference to have that like super gory and graphic cold open, and then to have like this melodrama, teenage melodrama. It's from a different movie, and it's wooden. And it's soap opera-y, and that's but that's the point, because they're trying to drive home and like, look, they live in this perfect society that's so great, but then when you see every adult outside of Johnny's parents, when you see every adult that is served, they're mangled.
Yes.
The dude he says that made me the man I am today has a robot arm, no legs. Blanche from Golden Girls, she's blinded, so a bug probably like acid her eyeballs out or something. Michael Ironside, who at the beginning of this movie is saying war is good and violence is the only way to solve political disputes, has one arm.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking laying it on, and you don't think about it when you first see it, but then when you start watching it again and you start picking up on these themes, it's such a
another aspect.
It is a dumb action movie, but it's
Yeah.
also a smart satire.
Another aspect of the movie that kind of gets overlooked, and I think this is kind of important to the movie as well, is there are good performances in this movie, but the direction that he gave his actors, the younger ones, was great because they are stilted. If you saw these people act that way, if you saw these actors act that way in another movie, you'd be like, that was a shitty acting job. But because you see them acting that way in this movie, which is how they're supposed to kind of be wooden caricatures.
Yeah.
They're not
They
supposed to have a lot of depth. And so his direction to get them to act that way and to be pretty shallow characterizations, because that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be disposable characters.
Yeah. And then the movie itself has a love square because Rico loves Carmen, but Carmen loves the other pilot dude, and Dizzy loves Rico.
And by the way, it's still really problematic when Diz dies and she's like, "Oh, I don't mind because I got to fuck Johnny, so I'm okay dying." Like,
they literally fucked in the scene before.
I don't think Starship Troopers passes the Bechdel test.
If you're gonna do that, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. You're just gonna piss on every legacy. So Tyler,
Would you like to know more?
let's get in some trivia.
No.
Okay. This is from IMDb trivia. So
Sweet. I'll bet you I'm gonna get them all right.
I'm just telling you some fun facts.
Fuck you.
Okay. In a 2016 interview, Casper Van Dien revealed a funny incident where he was picking up his two daughters from school. I went by a line at school to pick up my kids. You know, you drive up to the school, and when I get there are 6 10 to 8-year-old boys hanging out with my daughters. I pull up in the line, and the boy goes, "Johnny Rico! Why didn't you tell us your dad was Johnny Rico?" And I said, "What are you boys doing, watching Starship Troopers?" And they said, "Our dads made us watch it with them." Then my daughters get in the car, and my 10-year-old says, "Dad, were you really naked in Starship Troopers?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "How could you do that to me?" And my 8-year-old daughter says, "Wait, like naked? And I said, "Yep." And she said, "Oh my God, my life is ruined." And that was the longest 3-minute car ride of my life. Kids.
You know, that is kind of an interesting story, but my real big is the 6, 8 to 10-year-old boys whose dads made them watch it.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a sign. Don't become a fascist.
If it was to be "don't become a fascist," then great. But I seriously doubt it. Dads that make their kids watch that.
Speaking of the shower scene,
they don't seem like.
Speaking of the shower scene, director Paul Verhoeven and star Dina Meyer and Casper Van Dien confirmed that Verhoeven and cinematographer Jost Vanko shot the co-ed shower scene in the nude themselves on a dare from Meyer. On the day of the shoot, Verhoeven was asked the cast to do a little fashion show without fashion so they could get comfortable being naked. And when the cast was reluctant to disrobe, Verhoeven asked them what the big deal was, to which Meyer said, "Paul, if it's no big deal, why don't you do it?" Quite unexpectedly, Paul Verhoeven got undressed, as well as Vanko, who had been raised in a nudity camp.
Oh my God. Okay.
After initial shock, Van Dien reportedly yelled, "Oh God, oh Dina, why?" And a loud laugh from the cast in the scene was filmed without problems. So he's like, "What's the big deal? I'm going to take my clothes off.
Look at my bag. I'm quite
Look at me.
casual."
I'm a swinging Dutchman, flying Dutchman." That's what he calls his dick.
Swinging Dutchman.
Got it.
No, I want
Paul
it to be the
Verhoeven,
swinging.
come on the show, and I can ask you what you call your penis. No. I'm gonna get. That's me too. That's too far.
What? Really?
I feel like that's sexual harassment if I ask a man about his penis. Don't you?
Yeah. I just think if somebody asked me, I guess it depends.
Well, if I ask
if
you,
somebody asked me like what I called my penis, first of all, I don't really have a name for it.
Secondly, why did you ask me that?
I don't think. Yeah.
First off, you know what? I like the response. First off, I don't know why. I don't have a name.
I don't have a name for it. I don't know why.
You might want to cut that part out.
Shit. You know what? We could just cut this whole damn.
So cut the whole episode.
There's too many cuts need to be made. This is the episode where we tell people who we really are.
Neil Patrick Harris was often called Doogie Himmler whenever he wore the military intelligence uniform, as it bore resemblance to SS uniforms.
Yeah, a little bit.
The name is a joke after Harris's TV show. Doogie Howser.
Oh, is that what it was a reference?
I know. I always love it when IMDb is like, okay, I get that, and then they add that extra line. Well, Doogie Howser. I'm like, well, I fucking know.
Can I make a point for that real quick?
Doogie Himmler. I mean,
Can I make a point for that real quick?
Yeah.
When Stranger Things had that thing with Master Puppets, and Master Puppets like became like a huge thing with all these younger audience, and there were all these douchebag motherfuckers trying to gatekeep them. You know, like you don't fucking know. You know, I'm a 42-year-old man, and you don't know Metallica. Like, why would you be mad that like a 15-year-old likes music? You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't be a gatekeeper, man.
So what I was just saying there, I was kind of gatekeeping a little bit, wasn't I? Sorry, man. Hey. I'm sorry.
So, we talked earlier how they meet the guy with the prosthetic arm and the no legs when they meet him. That is Robert David Hall. He has both he had to have both legs amputated after a car crash in 1978. So he got to appear in this. He also appeared in CSI in 2000 as a medical examiner, Dr. Al Robbins.
Wow.
Where he wears prosthetic legs and a crutch.
Wow.
So good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
No, but the reason why I was talking about the gatekeeping, like sometimes, we obviously get it, but sometimes, there's people who don't know that story, that other story, Look, you and I, people like us are actually few and far between who like know like a lot of movie quotes and shit. I know more people who are like, how do you do that? And I don't think I'm exceptional. I think you're exceptional for not knowing all that stupid shit. And not having that crap in your head. I like having it all in my head and stuff, but
so
anyway.
Back to what I was saying earlier, most of the arachnids on the film are CGI. However, they did have life-size robot models that Paul Tippett made.
Well, right.
However, during the battle scenes, the actors wound up looking at director Paul Verhoeven himself, who would stand in front of them and jump and scream at them and chasing them with a broom to elicit reactions after attempting to generate some of the fearsomeness of a 12-foot space ant.
And what would that have sounded like, Jake?
Clancy Brown affectionately described the actor as a nutbag, giving it to jumping up and down with a bullhorn going, "I'm a big fucking bag, I'll kill you." He goes, "I loved him. It was so much fun." That sounds like it'd be fun. To have your director just being
I'm a big fucking bag.
You know what I mean? Just to have a director be a goddamn lunatic to get you to believe that there's a bug in front of you. It's just amazing. During filming, Jake Busey suffered a heat stroke after working all day in the 120-degree desert sun. This stopped production for a week when he recovered several large holes were cut in his uniform so he could cool off. And many other cast members' suits had this modification as well. They had to cut off the sleeves and just wear like black shirts underneath because it was so hot when they were shooting in the Planet P, I think, is the one where they're in the T-shirts because that's where he... Can we talk about the tanker bug? How, look, it looks like it was made in 1997, but a lot of the CGI in this actually doesn't look bad. It surprisingly still holds up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and I noticed when I was watching it, and I'll give you credit because Verhoeven, he does talk about his shots. And he's like, okay, so, like, and he did actually, I want to laugh because he just loves his movies so much, but he's so descriptive of it because he, like, when the first time you see Carmen pilot a ship, he explains, okay, the ship is CGI, but like the things the ship is. I'm not gonna do the whole voice.
Come on.
The ship going through the other ones, those are all miniatures, and they just generated the ship going through. Most of the ships are miniatures, and that's. And again, I've said it a million times. I like miniatures because it has real light touching it, and it has that physical appearance.
Yeah. That's why the Star Wars shit holds up so well because it's almost all miniatures.
Yeah. And that's you don't really, and you actually
the ship is CGI.
The CGI. Okay, so inside is a set, but then when it flies, it's a CGI, and it flies through the miniatures. He's never coming on our show.
Fuck.
He's got to be up there though. I mean, I don't think he does much. I mean, he's an old dude. Casper Van Dien still gets stopped and asked about his role because, I mean, what other movies is he in?
He was in Tarzan the other, like, big budget thing he was in, and then it was pretty much over for him.
Quote, I get tweeted about it. I just did a funny show called Crunch Time that's going to come out. I don't know when this quote was. Come out, and the whole thing is basically I was playing the perfect version of myself, but a lot of the quotes I was doing were from Starship Troopers. He also did a movie called Noobs where he played a version of himself and the quotes from Starship Troopers again. And then there's been a lot of movies where I've done quotes from Starship Troopers over and over again because this movie it's a part of who I am. My daughter sent a meme recently where it's like desire to know more, and it's a headshot of me from Starship Troopers, and I put that as my profile image, and everyone said, "Hey, I'm glad you're embracing your meme," and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I guess I'm doing it, and he starts laughing. I do kind of feel bad that people only view him as Johnny Rico, but that is funny that he's actually, and I actually heard an interview about this with Scott Stapp, where he talks about
Scott Stapp.
No, hear me out. He's in the same way where like he embraces the Creed memes. He thinks the Creed memes are funny because he's like, at least people are talking about me still 20 years later. You know, at least Creed had some sort of impact. But that's what happens when you have kids.
I feel way worse for Casper Van Dien than I do for Scott Stapp.
Yeah, he's still a shitty dude. But
You know, because as far as I know, Casper Van Dien never stood up on stage and pretended to be Jesus. I know Scott Stapp did that a lot while drunk. So shut the fuck up. Sorry. That was mean. Sorry.
So Michael Ironside said in an interview that this is what he had a conversation with Paul Verhoeven about the movie, who grew up, of course, as I mentioned, in occupied Netherlands. And Michael Ironside said, "Why are you doing a right-wing fascist movie?" Verhoeven replied, "If I tell the world that a right-wing fascist way of doing things doesn't work and no one will listen to me. So I'm going to make a perfect fascist world. Everyone is beautiful. Everything is shiny. Everyone has big guns and fancy ships, but the only good thing it is for is killing bugs." I was like, he gets it. He gets it.
Yep, nailed it.
Yeah. The door's shut. He wants to go upstairs. Any other things you want to talk about in the movie? Because I only have a couple other little factoids I want to bring up. I think that there's so many things that are fascinating about it because, like, on one hand, you have these over-the-top, extremely violent scenes. Yeah. Like, when you go back and you watch the pilot dude getting his brain sucked out,
It's pretty fucking visceral, dude.
it is very over-the-top. But you see
Isn't
the guy's
his face right
eyes
next to her face too?
So you see you see his face get sucked hollow, pretty
Right,
much.
yeah.
And his eyes roll back. It's very graphic.
Yes, yeah, I remember. I mean, I've seen it recently, but that was the one thing that always tripped me out. Every rewatch that I've done in the movie, if I make it that far, because sometimes you just watch it for a little bit just for something to watch.
Yeah,
and you kind of have to be like tonight when I get home, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the whole thing because it's fucking blast. But
I've seen that movie so many times.
right, I have too. But
Yeah.
the most recent time I watched it, I remember being kind of taken aback. Like, I don't remember this being that graphic when he gets killed, you know? And they're not nice to these hostages. Like, don't they keep them on the ground by, like, stabbing them through the shoulder and shit? The bugs?
Yeah.
So,
but there's arguments to be made, and they don't say it out loud in the movie, but I think there's implications that humans started it.
oh, yeah.
That
of
the
course.
bugs are defending their planets, and the humans are the invading factor.
Yeah.
The movie doesn't outright say that because it's not going to.
But the book does. Book heavily implies it.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
the book's message is a little bit more of pro-war, and the only way to achieve peace is through conflict. And it kind of ends the same way, where Rico takes over Ironside's battalion in the book. He does the same thing.
Yep.
But yeah, Paul Verhoeven famously actually said he could not finish the book. He did not like it. He read like the first 50 or so pages and like, this fucking thing sucks. So, so maybe there's
It's
something
not
to
that
it.
good.
Uh,
It's a tough read.
Yes. But yeah, also the reason Juan Rico is Johnny Rico, the intentional reason for that is Paul Verhoeven wanted to make him have more Aryan features. So
Yeah.
he wanted a more white, blue-eyed European to kind of drive home. Because if you didn't get it, they're the Nazis. You're following the Nazis in this movie.
In case you weren't aware.
I mean, if you didn't get the fucking... And one more thing. Neil Patrick Harris's character. After I've watched this movie, Tyler, I couldn't even tell you how many times.
Yeah.
At no point did I actually sit down and focus on Neil Patrick Harris's character, and I'm like,
You didn't?
he's a dickhead.
Oh, he's an asshole.
He's evil this whole movie. He mocks Johnny's score. He's annoyed by his fucking pet, where he tells it, go upstairs, get out of my face,
Yeah.
like you're fucking with everything.
Or no, he makes it go.
Mind controls it to go fuck with his mom.
Right? What a dick.
He knew that people were going to die when he sent them to Planet P, but he wanted them to go so he can see if there's the brain bug.
Yes.
So, like, he's arguably one of the villainous characters, but he is still the friend of the main character because these are the bad people you're following.
And they all end up together, yeah.
It's the same shot.
Yeah.
Where the three of them are at the school,
Yep.
and they say, no matter what, we got to stay friends. It's the same shot when they're all cheering that their enemy's scared of them. This movie is not a happy ending. It is, and it's such a brilliant takedown of fascism, and it's such a beautiful way of saying, like, this is where it leads. This is what war does. And
forgive all the plot holes, like the fact that a boulder that size would wipe out all life on the planet. Forgetting about the fact that it would take however long to get from here to there, and that if it was moving that fast, that ship would have no chance to dodge it. I mean, if you look at the science of the movie a lot, it is pretty crap, but
yeah,
that's why it's a fucking movie, folks. This is one of those sci-fi movies. It's rare when I'm watching a sci-fi movie and I get all technical. You know what I mean? Like, if you can convincingly make, the scene work, whether the science is real or not, and I'm not talking about fantastical bullshit. I'm talking about, relatively layman's terms type shit. If you could make me believe that it's that it works, I'm not gonna question you. I mean, yeah, when I first saw the movie, I thought it was odd that they dodged this really slow boulder, and then a couple of days later they hear about it hitting Earth, and I'm like, wait, where the fuck are they? And where's this other planet? Wait a sec, And when you boil it down, it doesn't hold up under scrutiny. But that's the point.
Yeah, it's fiction, It's,
right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to say, all right, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll bet you probably can't even get sucked into a video game like in Tron either.
But that's, again, it goes back to the thing, too.
Fucking liars.
Look how advanced this perfect society is, and then all they do is go and fight wars.
Yeah.
They've learned how to travel through space with warp speed, and they still just use it for military purposes. Yeah. Which is so fucking sad because it's still so true to today, and it's.
And when you think about it, too, how a lot of the planets are named like Planet P and like
Klendaku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Planet P. That's where the brain bug is. It's Planet P.
Also,
I will say the third act is kind of anticlimactic.
A little bit
because they had the huge fights.
Well, they had
they had that big fight on Planet P.
Right, with the abandoned.
An Ironside
outpost,
Ironside
visit by it. Yep.
And then Dizzy dies. They go back. Then they're like. Then he's like. Neil Patrick Harris at the funeral was like, "Yeah, we kind of knew those people were gonna die. I kind of sent you out there because that's what you do." And then, which makes me laugh, is Rico bitches about that, but then Rico still does it. Because Rico's thought is like, I'm only good at being a soldier. I'm not smart. My girlfriend doesn't want to be with me. I just know how to kill things. Not a good way either, because he gets. You're right. Think about it. If you line this movie up, Rico is not a good hero because
no, he's
not smart. He is a good hero because he fails and
he takes orders,
but he's not a good leader. Someone dies in a live fire exercise. A live fire. Dean Morris, unbelievable, or Dean Norris. I mean, Breaking Bad. He's in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Live fire exercise. That's how he said it.
Would you like to know more?
Sure. He gets stabbed. He gets fucked up on Klendaku at the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
Dizzy dies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not the greatest. And yeah, the way it ends, the two people that they were going to be with, that Carmen and Rico are like, we're not meant for each other. They die. Vicious deaths. So then they're brought back together.
They don't end up together.
They don't even like each other. They don't even like each other.
No.
And then we end the movie beautifully. We bookend it the way it started with a propaganda film, and now it's all of them in the propaganda film. And it's like, it's just a cycle, generation after generation. And it's such a brilliant end, and I love that movie. And
I'm going to watch it when I
the older I've gotten, the more I've loved it.
Yeah. Well,
all right, Tyler,
finish
your thought.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's one of those movies that's it's an all-timer. It's relatively what's the word? It's relatively it's not, you don't have to really devote a lot of your brain to it. if that makes sense. Like it's not like a lot of other sci-fi movies. It's almost
very straightforward.
It's almost more action than sci-fi. So that you can it's a lazy Sunday, type of movie. And here's the thing is you're never going to be sitting there like in the middle of the movie going, man, how much more time is, you know what I mean? Like it's pretty tight.
Hey man,
there's not a lot of filler.
When it was on HBO, it was on. Might as well watch it.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, I mean, when it comes down to it, that's one of those movies like Beverly Hills Cop and like a couple other ones that if I got nothing going on right now,
let's just be honest. Most like Verhoeven's action movies are movies I'll always watch.
Total Recall I watched the other day again.
Get your ass to Mars.
But
that prosthetic.
Dude, he looks like he's on fucking crack.
The
when
prosthetic
they're trying to,
is so gnarly though.
Oh yeah. And especially the lady or the face
weeks.
underneath.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. Quid. Guess who else is in that movie?
Mike and Isaac.
They sucked his brains out.
Let's talk about the long.
Michael Ironside.
Michael. Ironside.
That
He's
just
not
sounds
in the
fun.
long box.
Wow.
What are we talking
No, he's
about
not.
this week?
What are we talking about? What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Because you lied. You changed your long box on me.
No, I'm. It's still Mars Attacks. But is it? Are we going first? Who's going first? I'll go first.
I think you went first last time.
I'll go first.
I don't fucking care about this show anymore, dude.
Fucking wow.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was alive when Mars Attacks first came out. For those of you who don't know, Mars Attacks was this Topps, I believe it was Topps, put out this card set back in the 50s called Mars Attacks, and it was these incredibly gruesome and very visceral, like very violent and whatever card set of like these big-brained Martian, characters just, vaporizing people and shit. It was, and they became cult classics. They became very sought after by collectors and everything. And one person who was a huge fan of the set when he was a kid was Tim Burton. So even though there's no real plot in the cards, I mean, it's just, vignettes on each card.
Yeah.
They made one up. And they decided to, Tim Burton, fresh from, I think, Edward Scissorhands. He was riding on a high in the 90s. This one wasn't a huge critical success, I think. A huge commercial success. I think it got... It
got pretty good critical praise.
Fairly decent. Some of the effects still hold up. Some of them do not.
Those aliens do not look good.
You know what doesn't look good is the movie starts off and these people are like, this guy's bringing the mail to this farm town and they're all like, do you smell something? And like, yeah, and they see some like light off in the distance, and an entire herd of cows on fire comes running past the farm, and it doesn't look good. It's not. You can tell there's not really burning cows.
Yeah, set those cows on fire.
Come on, man! What the fuck?
Harm some animals.
ASPCA. Sorry.
No, do not harm
now
animals.
the movie is pretty insane in general. It's a pretty great showpiece for Burton and his stuff. But whether you like it or not, it was okay. I'm not a Sarah Jessica Parker fan. I kind of don't like looking at her, and I really don't. I don't. And it's just me, and it's nothing against her. It's just when she's in a movie, I'm like, I just really don't really. It's hard for me to watch. Sorry. But she's a big part of the movie. So it doesn't matter. The point is, well, I feel like I'm just tearing down just Sarah Jessica Parker.
You're doing it. It's not nice to make. I don't like looks. Yeah.
No. I mean, it's not that at all. It's just I'm not a fan of like her acting
you
style,
don't think she's a
her
good actress,
voice.
yeah.
I really, yeah. Sorry about that.
So
I guess.
So you're just sexist.
Yeah, I guess so. But
Yeah, I guess.
but she's a big name.
Yeah.
And among others, let me just read this to you because when I was watching the movie, they start off with
Bing
that
Rhymes.
cold open. Shh.
Rain.
Shut up.
He's in it. Jack
Stop
Nicholson.
ruining my fucking long box. They start off with the cows, and then they do an entire opening segment, CGI with all these names. Let me just read off: Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker, Michael J. Fox, Rod Steiger, Tom Jones, the fucking singer,
Well, yeah, there's a scene in Vegas.
Lucas Haas, Natalie Portman,
Ving
Jim
Rhames.
Brown.
No, it's Jim Brown. Wow. I
Racist.
could have swore Ving Rhames.
Paul Winfield, dude. The cop from Terminator.
Shit, that was Jim Brown, wasn't it? But yeah, I know. who you're
Pam
talking about.
Greer,
Yeah, yeah.
Jack Black. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was early on.
Right.
Jack Black.
Ray
Jack
J. Joe Don Baker, Christina Applegate, and I think that's pretty much the good one.
Christina Applegate.
Right? And I'm just looking at some of the other stuff.
Veronica Corningstone.
But the thing is sometimes you forget about movies where at the time you just wonder, like, man, how the fuck did they wrangle all those people together to make that movie?
Yeah, that's a big
at that
guess,
time,
especially at that time.
At that time, that was like all the big names in movies, pretty much. A lot of them.
I forget that Jim Brown was in a couple movies. I forgot he actually.
He's been in a shitload of movies.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Classic film.
Mm-hmm.
Classic film. Anything else you want to add to Mars Attacks?
No, if you're, it's not a bad movie. It's kind of a fun little, quick little.
The movie, the
It's
part
not super long.
where the alien is like a woman, always freaked me out.
Well, because she's freaky.
Yeah, that whole scene is like unnerving.
Well, they built it in such a way. I remember when the movie came out and they were talking about the special effects, because my brother used to get Fangoria and those magazines, so that's how I kind of got to know.
Magazines. Your face.
Jesus.
You see the tear go down his face?
No, but I remember one of the things that they talked about when they made, because she was on her own kind of a pop culture staple, kind of a model or whatever. And when they made the character, they did the special effects in such a way that her head is like noticeably smaller than a human's head should be.
And her hair is so big because of the head.
But here's the thing, is we have, as humans, we have a built-in thing in our brains that causes terror and or fight or flight response when we see generally human people with really inhuman traits.
Yeah.
It freaks us out on a primal level. And they were talking about how the very
Oh, yeah, it's an
act,
uncanny valley thing.
the
too,
very
yeah.
right, the very act of making, like, that's all they really
That's why
did.
it freaked me out. Yeah, yeah.
And it literally creates terror in people who watch it, because they're like, they
Something
can't put their
off.
finger on
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
but there's something way wrong with that. And I always thought that was kind of neat, because it's like it was such a little thing, and until you know that, next time you see it, you'll be like, yeah, that's weird, because it's not super, it doesn't jump out at you. But next time you watch it, you'll be like, yeah, her fucking head is fucking creepy. Once you know it, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always
Yeah.
thought that was interesting.
All right, my turn.
There's also the brown note, folks. Okay.
The brown note.
There's psychological things that cause terror
I
in
don't
human
think the
beings.
brown note exists.
There is a frequency.
Play it. Find it and play it.
There is a there's not a frequency that makes somebody shit their pants, but there
What's
is
the frequency, Kenneth, and shit.
What's the frequency, Kenneth, as you shitting on your shoes?
Mine is another video game, so Tyler's pissed.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Broforce. So Broforce is a game that came out in 2015. I saw it on sale on my PlayStation for $3. I heard about it. It looked fun. I picked it up. And I don't know why I'm giving you a whole rundown on this.
It was a crisp August morning on Lake Wobegon.
That was my first bowl of yummy mummy. Anyway, I play it. It's single player, but it's a lot more fun co-op because everything's fun co-op.
Where the women are strong, the men are tall.
Are fighting terrorists. So the whole what the fuck? No, the whole game is you play and you just, it's like a 2D side scroller.
Yeah.
8-bit.
Contra style.
What?
Contra style.
Kind of, yeah.
I love Contra.
And every time you die, you have to have, there's like a captive that you have to free, and that's a different hero. So like you could be like, there's a Judge Dredd one, there's a Rambo one, Terminator, Commando, So like pretty much any 80s, 90s action. They even have a fucking Neo character that you could run around and like punch people and stop bullets and like. It's like if I had an opportunity to make a video game, this would be kind of the game I would make. And it's so much fun. It's even more fun to play as a friend. But Ashley and I we played that for like 5 hours straight one night because the kid was sleeping well. We're like, let's just fucking take advantage. Let's play some Bro Force, bro. And the game is just so silly and over the top. And like, there's a whole moment, and this they have characters that are suicide bombers that have like dynamite attached to them, and they run into you. Yeah. And there's one sequence where he was going up to it, and then it cuts to a cutscene, and it looks like it's going to be a boss battle. And this dude, this terrorist, it shows his whole life flash before his eyes before he blows you up. And it's like him being a baby and growing to school and like finding someone and marrying them and starting a family. And then he blows up, and he doesn't hit you, he just blows up. And I was like, what the fuck was that? There's a couple of sequences that are like that, and this is like this overly top, ridiculous video game. And it's so much fun, but it gets really hard. There's actually like a difficulty curve to it, and I don't know if we'll ever beat it, but there's also one... there's like the bride is in it from Kill Bill.
Oh, okay. I was like...
Do you ever remember...
Frankenstein's
bride? You ever remember the Grindhouse movies with Tarantino?
Oh, yeah.
And Robert Rodriguez? The Sherry, the stripper with the machine gun leg, they make a character like her, but it sucks because you can't necessarily move correctly, so you have to like shoot your way up with the gun. So I made Ashley laugh so hard once because I just said fuck it and I held the button and I'm like, I can't control my leg, and I just ran into this base and blew up this whole base and killed myself. And she was like, oh, she's just in tears, and this was like midnight, 1 o'clock, and we were like, we need to stop playing this game. But Bro Force, big fan. Tyler,
what?
You know what time it is.
Oh, fuck.
It's about that time when you say, hey, what's in my ass?
Wow.
Like, how do we end the show? I think I found it. It was in my ass the whole time.
Well, no, I had a great show. Look forward to having another one.
I like
next
that
week.
we do the play out music. Had a great show, great time.
I
got my feet up on the
yeah,
desk.
about to go have cigarettes, so that's always nice.
I took my tie off. Yeah, we wear suits to this. It's very serious.
You fucking better believe it.
Saturday afternoon
Hey,
in a suit.
Just because you can't see me doesn't mean I can't see myself.
I could see myself.
I want to look good for me. Fuck you.
We should probably plug some stuff while the music's playing.
I'm on Spotify now.
Yeah. Amazing T-Bird.
Yep. So sexy.
Thanks for watching in the Barbarian video.
Yeah, we keep
69 views, by the way.
Do not sign up. You subscribe on the YouTube channel, and then you get notifications. Because I have
click that bell, dog.
I have a notification on the subscriptions, and that's how I know when Jake puts up new shit. Because I don't put up anything.
That's how it works.
I suck. I don't do any content. Did we?
I didn't think we could end it. We did. We
Holy
went to the
shit!
end.
Well, how long is it? 3 minutes?
Like 30.
You're like, you're the one who made it. How do you know how long it is?
To wrap other stuff, we got a couple more projects coming.
Yeah, Arigato in January. Finish up the music stuff.
One shots, which is something I'm gonna have stuff on. Two things. I'm gonna have one on, like me just talking about how much I love God of War, and then I will have a review of God of War on that at some point.
And don't forget about the UConn at University of Massachusetts game today.
No, it was last night. It was the Cum
Bowl. Yeah. Yep.
Also,
who's playing?
Also, coming to the channel.
Coming to the channel.
Dumpster Diving, where we look at really shitty movies. Our first one, 2 years in the making, LaQuisha. So look out for that.
Wasn't that funny how I reminded you that we had already talked about this? We talked about it on Tinfoil Radio, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
That was too quiet. We'll try it again.
What was too quiet? Oh.
And that's it.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.